I don't possess any currency at hand, only securities. There's $200 million on this card. Don't consider it insufficient.
200 million? Before this fortune, I was just a woman escaping a failed marriage. Li Tao thought I was finished, but he had no idea my life was about to change. Li Tao tried to block me, thinking I'd take his abuse, but the old Olivia is dead. I had to show him exactly where he stands.
You walked on my foot.
Move it. Don't hold up my marriage ceremony.
One stomp and a shove. That felt better than any divorce settlement. I've got a new life to start, and I'm not letting a piece of trash like him stand in my way. I needed a ride and found Gu Jing. He looked like a driver, so I tossed him $200, thinking I was being generous.
A chauffeur?
Exactly.
I'm the CEO of Foster's, a multi-billion-dollar company, and this lady actually believes I'm a chauffeur.
I had no clue I was talking to the billionaire CEO of Foster's. To me, he was just a guy with a nice suit and a car. If only I'd seen the look on his face when I treated him like an Uber driver. While I was busy moving out, Gu Jing was dealing with his own mess. It turns out, his hired bride never showed up, and now he's stuck with me. But he's not just looking for a wife, he's looking for a girl who saved him 7 years ago.
Continuously bothering me.
These ladies are dreadful. As soon as they learn, you're searching for the woman who rescued you 7 years prior.
A butterfly birthmark? The truth was closer than he thought. Gu Jing told me his grandmother was ill and wanted to see him married. I agreed to help him out, but I wasn't prepared for the modest gift she had waiting for me. I thought she was just a sweet old lady living in a nice house.
I don't possess any currency at hand, only securities. There's $200 million on this card. Don't consider it insufficient.
200 million? I nearly choked. This jackpot was real, and my hands were shaking. The situation went from weird to impossible when Amelia burst in and called me mommy. I thought the game was up, but Gu Jin? He didn't even blink. He wove a lie so big it covered the last 7 years of our lives.
You little scoundrel. She even delivered your baby, and you remained unwilling to wed? You fool.
Now, I'm not just his fake wife. I'm the mother of his supposed long-lost child. Grandma was furious at him for waiting so long, and I was just trying to keep my jaw off the floor. This lie is spiraling out of control. Gu Jing kept up his poor driver act, claiming he lived on instant ramen. I almost felt sorry for him.
I'm a chauffeur. Typically lack the opportunity or funds, so I frequently consume instant ramen.
He's a better actor than I thought. I actually encouraged him to eat heartily, thinking this was his first real meal in weeks. If only I knew his ramen probably costs more than my entire monthly rent. My old apartment was a nightmare, and Gu Jing offered to help me find a new place. His assistant, Daniel, showed up pretending to be a landlord who just happened to have a luxury villa for rent. And the price? It was a joke.
Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Are you certain you won't lose a great deal of money?
Oh, it's all right. I possess ample funds and properties. I have no need for this one.
A palace for the price of a pair of shoes. I knew something was fishy, but for Amelia's sake, I wasn't going to ask too many questions. We finally had a home that felt like a dream castle. Gu Jing kept complaining about his long commute from the outskirts, so I did the only logical thing. I invited him to move into one of the extra rooms. Amelia was more than happy to help me corner him into saying yes.
Daddy, please consent. Amelia doesn't desire to be apart from Daddy.
He gave in. Now, my fake husband is my roommate. With my home life settled, it was time to fix my career. I've been running a street stall just to survive, but then I got the call I'd been praying for. Foster's design department actually accepted my application.
Yes. I got into the design department of the Fosters. I don't have to manage a stall anymore. You're my good luck charm.
I was over the moon. No more selling trinkets on the sidewalk. I was finally going back to being a real designer. I felt like my luck was finally turning around, thanks to my good luck charm of a husband. The corporate world is a shark tank. My colleagues treated me like a janitor, demanding the impossible just to see me fail.
You have another 10 minutes. If you remain unable to print it accurately, you shall be deemed accountable.
They can't break me. I've survived worse than these office bullies.
Olivia, where are those documents? Don't tell me you're being lazy.
This job is a nightmare. My coworkers think I'm an easy target, throwing files and impossible deadlines at me. But I've survived a toxic ex. These bullies are nothing. Lazy? I've been out working these snobs all morning. They think busy work will break my spirit, but they're wrong.
I hadn't anticipated. We'd employed a group of incompetent fools. It's time for a purge.
Gu Jing was watching from the wings. He looked ready to burn the department down to protect me. A purge? He sounded like he owned the place. I wonder what his real job is. Gu Jing acted fast. A new regulation protected me from bullies. It's like having a billionaire guardian angel. He's definitely hiding his true identity. Manager Liao didn't care about rules. He's a predator who tried to intimidate me, thinking his title gave him power over me.
The new employees in the design department, all of their projects,
are managed by me. The product promotion department is understaffed. For the new product release, go there and help out.
He sent me to do manual labor in the heat, thinking he could break my spirit. As I walked out, he even had the nerve to whisper that I'd be his eventually. I felt like I needed a shower just from being in the same room as him. I was out there in the sweltering sun, working like a dog in a mascot costume, when Gujin appeared. He claimed he was just running an errand for his boss, but I could see the worry etched on his face. He didn't like seeing me like this, not one bit. He even reached out to help me take off that heavy, suffocating jacket.
Hold on. Are you warm? Remove it, I'll assist you with that.
His gentle touch made me forget the bullies. He truly cared. But I had to get back to work before Liao found a reason to fire me. Liao followed me, offering a promotion if I became his lover. My blood boiled, but I stayed silent to see how far this creep would go.
With your schooling, you're only suited for unskilled labor. But if you become my lover, I assure you'll receive an advancement and a pay increase shortly.
I was about to give him a piece of my mind when a familiar voice cut through the air like a blade. Gujin was standing right there, and he looked ready to tear Liao apart. He called him out by name, and the look on Liao's face was priceless. Gujin caught Liao red-handed. Watching that creep's career go up in flames was the best thing I'd seen all year.
Jay, you are guilty of workplace harassment and misuse of power. I hereby declare that you're terminated.
Liao tried to act tough, calling us scoundrels as he was kicked out, but it was over. He was gone, and for the first time, I felt like I could actually breathe in this building. Justice felt pretty damn good. A chauffeur firing a manager? Something wasn't adding up. My suspicion was at an all-time high. I needed answers now.
But aren't you the CEO's chauffeur? Why are you participating in this?
Daniel scrambled to make up some story about a new company policy where everyone helps report harassment. Gujin just nodded along like it was the most natural thing in the world. I wanted to believe them, but my gut was screaming that I was married to someone much more powerful than a driver. Gujin's grandma was demanding to see me. He had to beg her to dress down to hide his billions. The lies were thickening.
I wish to see my granddaughter-in-law. You have to take her to dine with me this evening.
Gujin tried to make excuses, but Grandma Foster was a force of nature. She told him if I didn't show up, she'd come find me herself. He had no choice but to set up a meeting at the hotel where I was dropping off bills. The stage was set for a very interesting family reunion. Grandma Foster went undercover as a janitor to meet me.
Grandma? What brings you here?
She was determined to play the part of a lowly janitor. I had no idea that my sweet grandma-in-law was about to become my secret weapon in the fight against my past. She was ready to get her hands dirty, literally and figuratively. I saw Grandma scrubbing floors and my heart broke. I thought Gujin was so broke his grandma had to work as a janitor.
Grandma? What brings you here?
She claimed she was just visiting. I felt so guilty. The moment was shattered by my toxic ex-mother-in-law. She screamed in the lobby, blaming me for her family's bad luck. She was looking for someone to bleed.
It's all your fault. That we can't reserve any hotels in the whole city. Now the Dawson family won't permit Emily to marry my son. I don't care. You must pay me now, so my son can wed another woman. I'm still hoping for grandchildren.
She actually had the nerve to demand I pay her compensation so her son could find another woman to marry. She was calling me a wretch and blaming our divorce for all their problems. Some people really have no shame, especially when they're desperate. The old woman got aggressive, but she picked the wrong day. Grandma Foster stepped in and stood up to her with incredible fire.
That vulgar language of yours requires a thorough cleaning with a toilet brush.
I've never seen a cleaner with such backbone. She scolded that woman like a child. The tension in the lobby was thick. She mocked me and Grandma. Then, Grandma did what I'd wanted to do for years.
Olivia, move. Let me show this insane woman a lesson.
She didn't just give her a piece of her mind. She gave her a taste of her hand. It was pure catharsis. Watching that bully get humbled by a woman she thought was beneath her was the most satisfying thing I've ever witnessed. Grandma was a total badass. Grandma ordered the manager to blacklist that woman forever. The manager bowed as if Grandma were royalty. It was a total victory.
Manager, instruct someone to retrieve her and pull her out. Escort her around the hotel and allow everyone to witness this nag's face. Starting now, never permit her entry.
How did a janitor have such authority? What are they hiding?
Carry her. Escort her around the hotel 10 times.
Seeing Grandma Foster command that hotel manager like a seasoned general made my head spin. I was still reeling from the mystery of her janitor status when she turned her full fury on my toxic ex-mother-in-law. She wasn't just cleaning floors, she was cleaning up the trash in my life. Watching that woman being dragged away to run laps in disgrace was the most satisfying therapy I've had in years. Grandma didn't hesitate for a second, proving that even in a cleaning uniform, she had more backbone than the entire Lai family combined. I found Gujin waiting. I felt guilty, thinking they were working menial jobs for us. I needed him to know his status didn't matter.
What is there to conceal? There's nothing embarrassing about being a custodian.
He looked like he wanted to confess something, but I didn't let him. I told him making money with your own effort is wonderful. If he only knew that I was actually relieved he wasn't some cold, arrogant billionaire, he'd probably never tell me the truth. A call from school shattered my peace. Amelia had a high fever, and I couldn't reach anyone. Panic gripped me as the rain poured.
Amelia's mother, please proceed to the academy promptly. Amelia has a severe fever.
I tried calling her biological father, Li Tao, over and over, but the coward wouldn't even pick up his phone. I was alone, terrified, and desperate to save my little girl. I eventually tracked Li Tao down, but he wasn't at the school. He was at the hospital, pampering his pregnant mistress, while our daughter was burning up with a 104-degree fever. The sight of them acting like a happy family while Amelia suffered made my blood boil.
Now that you are divorced, remember your position. Don't contact my husband. Every time the child is ill or has a fever, he's occupied caring for me and the unborn child. He doesn't have time for you, so just go away.
Wang Kei looked at me with such cold indifference, treating my daughter's life like an inconvenience. They stood there in their expensive clothes, completely devoid of any human decency. Li Tao claimed Amelia wasn't his child, calling her a mistake. I didn't think, I just let my anger take control.
Olivia, I'll tell you this, she isn't even mine. Honestly, Amelia is illegitimate.
I slapped the words right out of his mouth. Just as that monster was about to strike back, a hand gripped his wrist like a vice. Gu Jin had arrived, and the look in his eyes was absolutely lethal. Gu Jin moved us to a VIP room with top doctors. How does a simple driver pull these kinds of strings?
But aren't you a driver? Why do you have access to a private room in this hospital?
He gave me some line about his boss being a kind person who treats his employees well. I wanted to believe him, but kindness doesn't usually come with a private medical wing and the best doctors in the city. Amelia woke up and her words broke my heart. Li Tao's poison was already taking root in her innocent mind.
Mommy, is it because I'm an illegitimate child that my dad doesn't like me?
I pulled her close, promising her she was my little angel. Seeing her so broken because of that man made me realize I had to protect her from the Li family, no matter the cost. Li Tao cornered me, spewing secrets about our wedding night. He didn't just cheat, he betrayed me at the most fundamental level.
So anxious to find out? Alright, I'll inform you. I bartered your virginity to the foster family's youngest son.
He stood there laughing, telling me he sold me like a piece of meat for a handsome sum. He thought he was breaking me, but he had no idea he was actually setting me free. His confession was the greatest gift he ever gave me. If he sold me that night, then Amelia was never his burden to carry. She was a miracle he never deserved to claim as his own.
I'm so relieved. Amelia isn't your offspring.
I walked away from him with my head high, leaving him fuming in the street. He thinks he's the one in control, but he's just a cockroach I've finally decided to step on. Gu Jin loved Amelia more in weeks than Li Tao ever did. They looked like a real family.
I love you also, Uncle. If you were truly my dad, that would be amazing.
I joined them, playing along with their games, but the weight of the truth was heavy on my mind. If Amelia is a foster, and Gu Jin works for the fosters, the pieces were starting to form a picture I wasn't ready to see. Gu Jin was setting the stage for a reckoning. He ordered a meeting, but it wasn't the celebration the Li family expected.
Arrange a meeting with Nathan. Tomorrow at the VIP lounge. I would like to greet them myself.
He had that cold, calculating look in his eyes again. The kind of look that makes me realize I still don't know the true depth of the man I married. The Li family, blinded by their own bottomless greed, took the bait immediately. They actually believed the CEO of Foster's was inviting them because of Li Tao's good faith. They were already dreaming of promotions and power.
Impossible. I ensured. It was foolproof. I believe it's likely due to my sending him presents, and the CEO values my good faith. He intends to offer me a higher position.
They didn't notice the trap closing around them. The day of the dinner arrived, and the Li family showed up at the VIP lounge acting like royalty. When they saw Gu Jin there, they naturally assumed he was just the help. Li Tao even had the audacity to treat him like a common valet.
200. Sufficient for you? Well, observing all this cash, come and take it.
He threw $200 at Gu Jin, mocking him in front of his mother and mistress. He was insulting the one man who could end his career with a single word, and Gu Jin just stood there, letting him dig his own grave. Then came the final insult. Wang Ke started bragging about a bottle of wine she claimed was worth $500,000, using it to mock Gu Jin's supposed poverty. She didn't realize she was handing him the perfect weapon to shatter their dignity.
How could you? How could you break it? You terrible chauffeur. You're finished.
The Li family's future hit the floor. Who is my husband really?
Let's become reacquainted. I'm Daniel.
The sound of that bottle smashing was indeed the sound of Li Tao's world falling apart. He thought he was throwing money at a lowly driver, but he was actually insulting the most powerful man in the city. My husband didn't even have to raise his voice to make that monster tremble. Watching Li Tao's face go from arrogant to ghostly pale was the most satisfying thing I've ever seen. He finally realized that the man he'd been mocking was the foster family's CEO, the very man who held his entire future in his hands. Gu Jing gave Li Tao a choice: pay for his insults with his dignity, or face something much more painful.
Then I'll pardon you.
The man bragging about wealth was now begging for mercy. Li Tao couldn't afford a single drop of courage. The Li family was finally at my feet. His mother kowtowed, promising anything just to stay out of prison.
The opposite direction. If you are still not content,
Gu Jing didn't just protect me, he erased them from our lives. He looked like a god of vengeance, making sure they would never dare to breathe the same air as me again. Gu Jing still hid behind a mask, stubborn and trapped in a past I didn't fully understand.
My spouse will only ever be the woman who rescued me 7 years ago. We are going to separate eventually.
He's searching for a ghost, not realizing I'm the woman he's been looking for all along. His mother was already planning his next marriage, determined to replace me with someone worthy.
Mom, I'm already wed. I don't want a blind date.
She told him the girl who saved his life was finally coming to meet him. The web of lies was getting tighter, and I could feel the distance between us growing, even as we lived under the same roof. Shen Xiao mentioned my mother's jade pendant was at a pawn shop. She knew exactly how to trigger me.
Olivia, I just visited the jewelry shop nearby, and I believed I spotted your former mother-in-law. I entered and observed her vending the jade necklace your mother gifted you.
She knew exactly how to trigger my desperation. I didn't care about the Li family anymore. I just needed to get that pendant back before it disappeared forever. Gu Jing followed the trail of that pendant straight to the antique shop. He's obsessed with finding the woman from that night, and every clue leads him closer to a truth that might shatter both of us.
It has to be her. How did she appear? In which direction did she depart?
He was so close to catching me. He's looking for a savior, but he has no idea that the woman he's starting to love is the same one he's been hunting for 7 years. The footage didn't lie. He realized I was the mysterious girl. I could see the storm brewing in his eyes.
Olivia. It truly was her.
He looked at me as if he were seeing me for the first time. The shock was written all over his face, but he wasn't ready to celebrate. He was suspicious, and that suspicion felt like a knife. He cornered me with cold fury. Amelia was terrified, seeing her daddy act like a stranger.
Daddy, you're harming mommy. Release her.
I had to lie. I told him I was just trading some old jewelry. If he finds out the truth that Amelia is his will, he'd take her away from me. I can't let the foster family claim my daughter as their property. A luxury car nearly ran me down. Out stepped Shen Xiao, looking like she'd inherited a kingdom.
Are you blind? How do you even operate a vehicle?
She went from a hotel maid to the Clark family heiress in the blink of an eye. She claimed it was a sudden discovery of her true identity, but I know a snake doesn't change its scales that easily. She claimed she was being forced to marry a foster, stealing my past to secure her place in society.
Well, inheriting such a position implies a challenging path. For the sake of the Clarks, upon my return, my mother compelled me into a pre-arranged marriage with the Fosters.
She's stealing my life, not knowing the man she wants is already my husband. But before she could fully play her hand, my trash ex-husband showed up to cause more trouble. Shen Xiao decided to show him what real power looks like, and honestly, I didn't mind watching him suffer for once.
All right. Remove him.
Shen Xiao's kindness felt like a trap. She's playing a dangerous game, but I'm ready to fight back.
Said you were getting milk, and then disappeared. It seems you were on a date with another guy, and even brought back his presents.
I watched Shen Xiao leave my house, her fake smile lingering in the air like a bad smell. But I didn't have time to worry about her schemes before Gu Jing cornered me. He saw the expensive gifts she left, and his face turned to stone, convinced I was seeing another man behind his back. He didn't want my explanations. He just wanted to remind me that as long as we're married, I belong to him. His jealousy felt less like love and more like a cage closing in. Gu Jing secretly arranged a luxury car for me, playing the secret benefactor. Standing there with keys to a new BMW felt like a trap.
I know the proprietor of this establishment. It cannot be a fraud. Since they're offering it to you, you ought to accept it.
I finally let myself believe it. For once, something good was happening to me. I didn't realize that this luck was just another string being pulled by the man beside me. Shen Xiao tried to buy Gu Jing with her wealth. When that failed, she attacked my character, but he threw her out.
Leave.
Shen Xiao claimed my birthmark and pendant as her own, effectively stealing my identity.
Isn't this my jade pendant? I hadn't anticipated to discover it in your possession. I unintentionally misplaced the other portion. Could it be that the individual I rescued that evening was you?
Gu Jing looked at her with such relief, convinced his 7-year search was over. He had no idea he was looking into the eyes of a thief. To seal the lie, Shen Xiao came back to my house, acting like the perfect friend. She showered Amelia with gifts and kindly offered to get my mother's jade pendant repaired. I was so blinded by her fake kindness that I handed over the only real proof of my past. She took my pendant to Gu Jing. He thought his search was over and apologized, blind to her lies.
Observe. This is my portion of the jade pendant. I misplaced the other part 7 years ago on that evening, at the lodging.
after rescuing you.
Gu Jing demanded a divorce, claiming he found the woman he loved. My heart shattered into pieces.
I've met someone I adore. So when you're available, let's obtain the divorce documents.
We were ready to sign our lives away, but Amelia's screams stopped us cold. She begged her daddy not to leave, her tears doing what my words never could. Gu Jing knelt down and pulled her into a hug, promising her he wasn't going anywhere.
Amelia, sweetheart, don't weep. I'm not departing.
We agreed to the divorce. I realized Shen Xiao now had my past, my pendant, and my husband.
Tomorrow morning, I'll pick you up to go file for divorce. As for Amelia...
As we agreed to the divorce, I felt the walls closing in. Shen Xiao had the pendant, she had the title, and soon, she would have my husband. But she forgot one thing. A mother fighting for her child is the most dangerous enemy of all. Will I find a way to expose her before the ink on the divorce papers dries?
Let's sign the divorce papers first. I've already signed it. I'll return for the divorce certificate in a month.
The ink on those papers was still wet, but the divorce felt final the moment he picked up the pen. I told myself I was a mother fighting for her child, but standing in that cold office, the reality hit home. Gu Jing sat there, signing away our 2 months of marriage like he was checking off a grocery list. He didn't even look at me. I asked if he was coming home for Amelia, and for a second, I saw a flicker of something in his eyes. Was it hesitation? No, just my own wishful thinking. He promised to come back for her, but I knew his heart was already out the door.
Yes, Cordelia will be my sole wife.
My mother didn't care about my ruins. She just wanted the dowry money to keep flowing. Sole wife. He was replacing me, and my family was eager to trade my happiness for billionaire status. The negotiations didn't stop at words. My mother was treating my sister's marriage like a business merger, demanding projects and settlements. Gu Jing was more than happy to pay the price, acting generous while he bought his way into a new family.
I am always generous, with a settlement for a new wife.
He was buying his way out of our life and into hers. Every promise he made to them was a reminder of what I never had, a man who actually wanted to be part of my world without a contract or a hidden agenda. I grabbed Amelia to leave, but Gu Jing seemed terrified of us actually vanishing from his sight.
Daddy, Mommy is leaving with me, and we're not returning.
Amelia said it for me. We weren't coming back. I saw him freeze, the powerful CEO suddenly looking like he'd lost his footing, but I knew better than to hope. He wasn't upset because he loved me. He was upset because he was losing control. He cornered us before we could reach the car. Amelia still thinks he's a hero, not realizing he's the one who sent us away.
Daddy, I knew you would not forsake Mommy and me.
Her voice cracked my resolve, but I had to be strong. I asked him why he cared so much if we left, hoping for a shred of humanity, but his answer was a cold reminder of the legal battle ahead. He didn't want us, he just wanted his paperwork in order. He ordered me to stay until the divorce was final, treating me like property waiting for a title transfer.
Until we're legally divorced, you remain here. You aren't going anywhere.
Fine. If he wanted to play jailer for a month, I'd play along. But I made it clear, once that paper is final, I never want to see his face again. I told him I was eager to be done with him, even as Amelia begged him to go away. The best friend who stole my life showed up at my door with a smile that made my skin crawl. Shen Xiao was there to mark her territory, acting like she hadn't just backstabbed me. I had to play the fool just a little longer to see what she was really after.
If that lady doesn't understand her position, deal with her. Daniel's spouse can only be I.
I invited her in, watching her eyes scan my home like she was looking for something to break. She asked about my husband, and I told her the truth. It was just an agreement. I didn't realize I was handing her the keys to my own destruction. She lied about losing my pendant. I knew she was using it to convince Gu Jing she was his savior.
Thus, I haven't had the opportunity to call on you. I'm truly regretful.
I'm relieved you're well.
However, do not fret. I procured for you a superior jade fragment, and I'll commission the artisan to fashion a new one on your behalf. When it's completed, I shall deliver it to you.
Okay.
Additionally, do you recollect me informing you about how my mother was compelling me?
I told her I was just glad she was okay, but inside I was screaming. She was erasing my past, piece by piece, and I was letting her do it so I could see how far her greed would take her. Little did I know, she was already planning our next meeting. The trap was set. Shen Xiao's perfect man was Gu Jing, my own husband, paraded as her fiancé.
You're Cordelia's betrothed?
He looked at me like I was a stranger. No, worse, like I was a bug he'd stepped on. He denied even knowing me. The betrayal was so complete, I couldn't even breathe. He wasn't just a driver, he was the head of the foster family, and I was just his latest victim. I followed him out, my dignity in shreds. I needed him to know I wasn't part of his sick game anymore. I told him I'd signed the papers and he could have his thief of a fiancé. But his excuses only made the fire in my chest burn hotter.
I have executed the divorce documents.
He tried to say he didn't mean to mislead me, but the lie was too big. I told him I was just his toy. and if he wanted to keep playing the impoverished individual, I'd keep up the act until the door hit me on the way out. I was done being his entertainment. Shen Xiao isn't just a thief, she's an actress. She staged a whole scene to make Gu Jing think I was the villain who drove her to despair, and he fell for it. He stood there and told her I was nothing but a replacement for the woman he truly loved.
I only wed her to placate my grandmother. She's merely a substitute for you.
A substitute. 7 years of searching, and he settles for a fake because she has a piece of jewelry. I realized then that the man I thought I knew never existed. He didn't want a wife, he wanted a ghost, and Shen Xiao was happy to haunt him. While he comforted his rescuer, our daughter was struggling to breathe in a crowded hospital hallway.
Daddy, I'm feverish. I miss you terribly. Can you visit me?
My heart broke for her. I told her not to call him, but in her pain, he was the only thing she wanted. And where was he? He was busy being a hero for a monster, while his real daughter was crying out for him in the dark. He finally showed up, but the damage was done. Shen Xiao followed him like a shadow, making sure I knew that even his concern for Amelia was an inconvenience to their new life. I had to end this, for my daughter's sake and my own sanity.
I assure you, Amelia, will not contact you further. My apologies.
I apologized for my daughter's love. I have to take back my life, but how do I prove the truth now?
It's not your concern who I associate with.
I thought apologizing for my daughter's love was the absolute bottom, but life has a way of digging a deeper hole. I walked into my new job at Foster's only to find that my new boss was the very woman who had stolen my identity and my pendant. Proving who I really am became even harder when I saw Shen Xiao sitting in that director's chair, looking at me like I was something she'd already discarded. She wasn't just taking my past anymore. She was coming for my future, and she had the power to crush it with a single word. The office felt like a courtroom. Shen Xiao staged a theft, claiming her expensive wedding ring had vanished.
The wedding band Daniel presented me, valued at $300 million, is gone. The culprit must still be present. Inspect the premises.
I saw the trap before she even sprung it, but in this building, her word was law, and I was the only target. She planted the ring in my drawer and threatened my daughter to make me confess. She played the victim perfectly.
What are you undertaking? I didn't pilfer anything. Release me.
Just as the guards were about to drag me away, the one man I didn't want to see me like this walked through the door. Gu Jing was here, and for a second, I hoped he'd see through the act. Gu Jing began to doubt Shen Xiao's story. He demanded the truth, but she tried to drown me out before I could speak.
Be quiet. I want to hear her talk.
I told him the truth, that she had given it to me, but the lies around us were already too thick to cut through. He was looking for a savior, and I was just a suspect. She called me a homewrecker, forgetting I'm the one actually on the marriage certificate. I won't let her rewrite reality.
Daniel and I aren't divorced yet. His wife on the marriage license is still me. You're the homewrecker.
The silence that followed was the first real victory I'd had in weeks. For once, the thief was the one who looked out of place. I resigned, choosing dignity over a paycheck. If Gu Jing couldn't see the truth, he didn't deserve me.
Cordelia, you cannot keep his heart. You're simply not good enough. Don't blame me, but don't fret. I won't descend to your standards to battle you. For this position, I resign.
I walked out with my head high, but my heart was heavy with the weight of a love that was never meant to be. I was done fighting for a man who wouldn't fight for me. I thought I was done with Gu Jing, but that night he showed up at my door, drunk and full of regret.
Olivia, don't forsake me.
He begged me to stay, but was he talking to me or a ghost? While I was trying to rebuild my life, Shen Xiao was busy cementing hers. She wasn't satisfied with just having the man. She wanted to make sure there were no loose ends that could pull him back to me. She went behind my back and stole Amelia's hair for a DNA test, desperate to know the truth before I did.
Daniel is so preoccupied with the jade pendant and the birthmark, assuming Olivia truly is the lady from that evening. Then wouldn't that kid Amelia to be Daniel's offspring?
She confirmed Amelia was a foster, but used that secret to drive us further apart. Shen Xiao paid my ex-husband to lie, ensuring only her version of history survived.
During the nuptials, I encountered an individual in the corridor, seeking a maiden. He proposed $5 million, so I discreetly gave Olivia sleeping medication and relinquished her purity. I only understand it was a gentleman from the Fosters, but I'm uncertain.
He admitted to drugging me and selling my innocence for $5 million. Hearing him say it so casually made my blood run cold. Shen Xiao had the truth in her hands, and she was using it to bury me forever. Gu Jing was ready to claim us, but then his brother Mitchell walked in with a devastating new lie.
My dear brother, you are incorrect. Amelia is, in actuality, my offspring.
He had the papers to prove it. Mitchell claimed he was the one who was drugged that night, the one who took my innocence. My world tilted. I couldn't believe the man I loved was the brother of the man who ruined me. The revelation that Mitchell was supposedly the father sent shockwaves through the Foster mansion. I was summoned to face the matriarch, and I knew before I even entered the room that my marriage was over. Gu Jing's grandmother couldn't stomach the scandal of her grandsons fighting over the same woman.
Given that Amelia is Mitchell's offspring, you rascal, Why aren't you valuing Olivia? Then you must separate from Olivia at once. Allow Mitchell to reconcile with his loved ones so you can marry your beloved Cordelia.
She was throwing me to the wolves to save the family's reputation. I looked at Gujin, waiting for him to fight for us, but he didn't say a single word to stop her. His silence was the loudest betrayal of all. I walked away with a broken heart. Behind me, Gujin agreed to marry the woman who ruined my life.
Daniel, are you still considering that Olivia, he's your brother's partner now? Daniel, my sole desire is to be married to you, even if you have no love for me. Please, given that I rescued your life, will you take me as your wife?
He said yes. The man I loved was marrying my worst enemy because of a lie I couldn't disprove. I felt a cold resolve settle over me. If they wanted a war, I would give them one. The city celebrates, but Gujin is at the altar with a thief. It's a match made in hell.
Felicitations on your wedding.
While they exchange vows, I'm digging for the truth to stop this wedding.
Olivia, Daniel invested $100 million on this marriage ceremony just to demonstrate to everyone how deeply he cares for me.
I stepped into that wedding hall with a heart full of cold fire, ready to find the truth before the I do became a permanent prison. Shenxia was already there, parading her stolen glory as if the crown already belonged to her. She thinks 100 million can buy a soul, but all it did was highlight the cheapness of her lies. I looked her in the eye, knowing that the higher she climbed, the harder she was about to fall. The confrontation moved to the poolside, away from the prying eyes of the guests. She tried to push me into the water, thinking a little splash would drown out my voice forever. But I wasn't the same girl she bullied 7 years ago.
Unhand me.
She fell in. The fraud was revealed. The water did what the truth couldn't, it exposed her. I pointed out the fake butterfly birthmark on her shoulder, a drawing that was now running down her skin. Then, I held up the jade pendant. Gujin's eyes finally cleared, and he saw the woman he was actually standing next to.
So you were the young lady who rescued me 7 years ago.
7 years of lies shattered, the truth was home. Gujin showed no mercy, erasing the clogs from the city forever.
I don't wish to see her again, and starting today, I don't want to see anybody or anything associated with the Clarks.
They were dragged out like the trash they are, their dreams of a foster empire turning into a global ban. For once, the villain didn't get a graceful exit. After the storm of lies, there was finally a moment of absolute clarity. Gujin looked at me, not as a suspect or a mistake, but as the woman who had saved him twice, once from the fire, and once from his own blindness.
Yes?
I said yes, because after all the pain, I finally found the man I thought I'd lost. We have our family, and we have our future, or so I thought. Mitchell was sent away to reflect on his sins. We finally have peace. But what if the biggest lie is mine?